Boom! Hello, humans, intergalactic beings, friends, fellows, and Talgangers. I'm back. I miss you. I truly do. I miss your comments. I miss the interactions we had. I've been gone for like 4 months, and it's due to phenomenal work pressure coming in from other parts of what I do in my storytelling and in my public speaking business. But I found this video clip, and I just needed and wanted to share it with you. And the thing is also that, Marcus, we will be producing more stuff, won't we?
Of course.
We missed this. Marcus and I, we will be back. Anton hiding in the back somewhere as well. We'll be back to give you more life advice, public speaking advice, maybe just laughters and smiles. But hey, it's time! Dive into today's video. It's 55 seconds long. It's the best piece of storytelling I have ever witnessed in my entire life. This guy leaves me in the dust. It's just genius. This guy just got burglared. He's being interviewed by a journalist about the experience. And this is his story about the experience. I promise you, nobody ever, never, wherever has ever responded like this when they've just been burglared. This is storytelling. So we're gonna have a look at the 55 seconds. I'm gonna break down those 55 seconds to give you 5 absolutely essential skills for you to become a better storyteller, public speaker and presenter in general. Get ready, because this is insane. Look at this.
All too well how it feels to have his home broken into.
Yeah, and see, that's what the problem was. Because I heard him first, I said, hold on.
Hold on. Functional gestures. To use your hands to illustrate what you're talking about. Sailing the ship. I heard him. Couldn't see them. Where are you all coming from? As long and as soon as you use functional gestures, you create more involvement in your stories. And clarity, of course.
Then I start to taste them. I say,
Who does that? This is genius. If this guy would have a YouTube channel, I'd be all over it. Right, so second tip in storytelling is simulate the senses of the person listening. And you can do that by either showing your own senses or by telling them what it tastes like or feels like or smells like. Cinnamon, for instance, smells beautifully and nice in a cake or whatever like that. You simulate senses. This guy, I taste them.
and then I start to smell them. So it's like a smell like, tastes like, I was like,
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in my next keynote. See how people respond to it. Stimulate senses to get people more involved.
girl, what's that little girl in the Holocaust? What, Anne Hathaway, Frankie Beverly? Anne Frank, that's a hiding bitch, ain't it?
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, that's about the same thing as Anne Frank. He keeps snapping his fingers. Why does he do that? He does it here as well. Have a look at this.
I had to get up the stairs.
Or similar thing.
So he had so much rhythm. When he was walking up the stairs, he said, doom, doom, doom.
So he uses sound effects when illustrating what he's talking about. That's the third tip for storytelling. Use sound effects either with your mouth or with your hands when you're illustrating something.
Bitch, I started to almost beatbox up in the closet. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
What? For real? Can you picture this guy in the closet in a state of mind where he comes up with the idea that he wants to beatbox according to the footsteps of the burglar in the stairs? He's genius. He could take over YouTube entirely. You know, PewDiePie. Poof. This guy, 200 million subs. Easily. Who wouldn't want to listen to this? He could talk about anything. The fourth thing I want to give to you is what is called nested loops in storytelling. That means that you're heading into one story and suddenly you deviate into something entirely different, which is about beatboxing. Now, if he were to be a professional keynote speaker, he could now carry on talking about his particular subject and then now and then come back to beatboxing. So he'd like have a parallel story about how he learned how to beatbox or how it saved his life or whatever, but adding a nested loop which you touch upon and it becomes a second story. People who are brilliant at this can have 5 stories running at the same time, jumping between them, and that gets us as an audience so incredibly involved in what he's doing. And that's the key word for the last thing that I want to bring up. The 5th and the last tip for storytelling is...
But I couldn't do it yet because I couldn't die. I got caught tomorrow.
Obviously having a good grand finale like that. But the 5th thing is to be involved in your story. To feel your story, to be in your story. he sees himself in that closet. He sees himself smelling and tasting those people. It just makes the entire story so intensely more interesting. So my friend, apply those 5. If you want more stuff on storytelling, there's a couple of more videos on my YouTube channel. Otherwise, check out my TED Talk, The Magical Science of Storytelling, currently the most viewed TED Talk in the world on how to create good stories. So have a look at that. And to end it all off with, I'll say this. Why? Why should you learn storytelling? Well, it works like this. It is by far, my friend, the most influential, persuasive skill known to mankind. Even the stories you tell about yourself in here convinces you that you are or you aren't, or you're gonna be successful, you aren't gonna be successful. Stories you tell yourself convince you. The stories you tell others convince others. So beware. Be a good storyteller for yourself and for others. Towel out. Ciao.